natural, isn't it? I wrote this about my second ex-wife's kid. Troublesome piece of work. Spat in my face 4 times. Mum did nothing about it, you know. Thought he was just one of them kids that only a mother could love in the end, you know. Figured once they released him from jail, I think maybe he might have learned something. I have no idea if he ended up there, but he could have. Little song called Thank You. Now I thank you both for being there in my time of need, and not believing in all the things you heard, but just in my ability. And I know we had our differences, and I guess you both agree. I thank you both for being there, yeah, when they set me free. But now I don't know how to say this, yeah, and I guess the truth does hurt. I hope these words can help you and give you some comforts. I didn't mean to disappoint you or make you feel this way, and this sorry's not the easiest word I ever had to say. That I was running wild, yeah, with a short fuse. I had no respect, yeah, for your values. I had a point of view, a real bad attitude. It was all about me. I didn't care about you. Alright. Think about the consequence for, well, I was just a kid, and I've had time to think since then, and I hope you can forgive. But then you told me there was a difference between our selfishness and greed, and now I learn to love myself, cause that's the first thing that I need. But now I look at people so differently now, well, and I think just how I'd feel if some drunken kid in a stolen car taking, yeah, you away from me. That I was running wild, yeah, with a short fuse. I had no respect, yeah, for your values. I had a point of view, a real bad attitude. Now it was all about me. I didn't care about you. Alright. Now I've spoken to a preacher since then, and I had a word to God. I sat down with the victims' moms and spoke with both their sons. Yeah, one just sat real quietly, yeah, while the other one, he screamed and cursed. And as the tears rolled down from their grandma's eyes, I expected the worst. But now I thank y'all for being here, well, and I hope we can move on. And I apologize just for what I did, 'cause what I done was wrong. Yeah, I was running wild, yeah, with a short fuse. I had no respect, yeah, for your values. I had a point of view, a real bad attitude. Now it was all about me. I didn't care about you. Yeah, it was all about me. I didn't care about you. So take me home. Thank you very much. In the 1800s, Australia, they had a bit of a gold rush era, you know. Everyone turned out for the party. It was the English and the Irish and the Cornish and Welsh, Americans, Canadians, Tasmanians, Chinese. All turned out for the party. Europeans had a different sort of technique when it come to gold mining, you know. They dig a hole and rip as much gold straight out of that hole as quickly as they possibly could. Move on, do it all over again somewhere else. Left a hell of a lot of gold laying around the surface, though. So once the Chinese arrived, well, they had it pretty easy to start with. They could just clean up the mess that was left behind from the European digger. This upset the Europeans once they realised what their mistakes were. Well, they petitioned the Victorian government and tried to stop the Chinese from coming into the country altogether. But once the Victorian government received the petition and they realised that there was tens of thousands of Chinese coming up from the shipwrecked coast of Victoria, well, they invited them to continue that journey from China over to the Victorian coast. But once they reached the shores of Victoria, well, the Victorian government, they taxed heavily each and every Chinaman on board that boat. Naturally, that didn't go down too well at all with the Chinese. They had a bit of a look around. They found this little harbourside port tucked away on the shores of South Australia. They could disembark there for free. That's what they did. Walked back through Victoria up into New South Wales, crossed the Queensland border, headed up through the Northern Territory. All that time they were tormented and tortured, especially by the Cornish. Wrote this song to the eyes of a Cornish digger called Chinatown. Fireworks and paper lands, opium and Roman candles, bamboo kites, rice paper wings, pigtails and Chinese gardens, silk and incense laundry houses, firecrackers rise up and spin. With bamboo poles over their shoulders, single file way across the border, and everything they own they're carrying. An awakening, the Emperor's dragon, symbolizing wealth and power, but trouble like a shadow followed them. From Ballarat to Bendigo, yeah, Lemon Flat, well, they had no hope to a marching band were murdered, maimed and stole. Well, I held it in my hands, and I seen her with my eyes, and that's done the strangest things to a man's mind. And the poorest of men become so rich and wealthy, and your best friend becomes your worst enemy. Now it's cold yellow fever, you know the devil now he may care. An exotic trip with forbidden pleasure, like lambs to the slaughter. There's no law, it's just disorder in a land of opportunity. From Ballarat to Bendigo, yeah, Lamb and Flat, well, I had no hope. To a marching band we murdered, maimed and stole. Now I've been digging, yeah, I've been digging up Chinatown. I pretend you rules the waves. No more Chinamen to enter New South Wales. Wake up Australia, the newspapers they cry the way you left your windows open and had to carry in a knife. So smelly tents were burning all their opium. Their pigtails are hanging from our flag. And with hands full of hair, their bodies we are dragging, and on horseback we're riding. From Ballarat to Bendigo, yeah, Lamb and Flat, well, I had no hope. To a marching band we murdered, maimed and stole. Now I've been digging, well, I've been digging up Chinatown. With bamboo poles over their shoulders, single file, they cross the border and trouble like a shadow followed them. Thank you very much. I'll leave the F for next. I lost 6 mates to suicide in my lifetime. All makes and models, different shapes and sizes, every which way they could. So it's alright, fellas, in this day and age to give your mates a hug and tell them you love them and look after each other, you know. There's always someone out there to help. Black Dog, Beyond Blue, Lifeline, just to name a few. Pick up the phone, give your mates a hug. It's called Rhyme or Reason. Sing it for my mates every time I can. Well, he sat while we were talking, reached across and shook my hand. Came into my family and worked upon the land. Well, there wasn't a rhyme or reason for anything he planned. It looked like he was listening, he was a proud and honest man. Now he was married to my sister, yeah, for 20-something years. But when the bank foreclosed the mortgage, burst into tears. She said he's trying to make a living. See, well, he's even working nights. Sure, this is really out in the back shed. Come evening times, well, they always fight. Cause all their love had gone. She don't hear his heartbeats. And they both lie together and they both sleep alone. Well, she used to be the one, yeah, that knew just by his breathing if anything was wrong. Now well, they both sleep alone. Alright. He could never father children. She knew he always wanted some. She knew that when she talked to family, it hurt him more than anyone. Yeah, but then one day when she was out there clearing all them dishes while watching the TV, a documentary on depression, she knew he fit that category. Well, and she thought one day he might do it, you see, well, all the writing that's on the wall. But when you asked just how he's doing, he said there ain't nothing wrong at all. Cause all that love had gone. She don't hear his heartbeats, and they both lie together and they both sleep alone. Well, she used to be the one, yeah, that knew just by his breathing if anything was wrong. Yeah, well, they both sleep alone. Here you go, alright. Well, it looked like he was listening, yeah, but not to you or me, but to some voice out in the distance, wondering how it might have been. But then he realized life's no song and dance. He can't remember the last time there was any romance. She just rambles on about circumstance, auction day and their lack of finance. So he was thinking about it all that evening while I was drinking all the whiskey in the back shed, and pulled out his father's pistol, blew the back out of his head. Cause they just lost their home. We've been drinking all the whiskey in the back shed. Now she was been rambling on and everything's gone. Her heart's blown away. It's gone with the wind. They're all gone. Gone for good. Thank you very much. Donna asked for this song. Gypsy knows the person I think maybe that I wrote this song about, but maybe you don't, I don't know. But I wrote this song about my first ex-wife's step-grandfather. His name was Jack. He was an old black fisherman down in the Manning River in Mitchell's Island in Taree. We go down there and help Jack as much as we could, you know. He was 87-year-old. He was still a professional black fisherman. We go out and drag the nets up that we dropped down the day before, the night before. This particular morning we were dragging these nets across the gunnels, and the old bloke looks up at me. He said, "Hey mate, can you do me a favour?" Said, "Sure, Jack, what's going on?" Said, "Well, can you make sure them young fellas of mine, you know, they don't end up putting me in a box at the end of the day?" Said, "It's got nothing to do with me, old mate." But he got his wish in the end. Well, I wrote him this song called The Old Fisherman. Tying knots and melting lead, in making traps by the water's edge. Leather skin and calloused hand, the ragged clothes of the fishermen, a simple life and a Hessian bag, an oyster knife and a few mud crabs, old hand line and a witch's hat, a chicken frame from his old tomcat. On a river looking out to sea, yeah, where else would you wanna be? Well, said the old fisherman, said the old fisherman. Now walking out along the beach, a woolen jumper and cold bare feet, a fishing rod and an Alvy reel. You ever wonder just how he feels? He stands alone at the windswept sand, the change of tide and the current ran. He casts his line from the water's edge, he's waiting on them fish again. Now on a beach looking out to sea, yeah, where else would you wanna be? Well, said the old fisherman, said the old fisherman. Bent tip of an ugly stick, a rocking boat and his bait's been hit. Sea legs and red cracked lips, a taut line and a real tight grip. Now on a boat floating out at sea, yeah, where else would you wanna be? Well, said the old fisherman, said the old fisherman. Now when I die, spread my ashes, please, spread them right out across that sea. Well, said the old fisherman, said the old fisherman. Now when I die, spread my ashes, please, St. Peter, say a prayer for me. Well, said the old fisherman, said the old fisherman. Now when I die, spread my ashes, please, spread them right out across that sea. Well, said the old fisherman. Happy birthday, Andrew Swain. Thank you. Oh, I did it again, nearly ripped my nose off. Wrote this song about my granny. And her name was Maisie. Very proper English woman. Where you going, Popper? And very fine, proper English woman she was. I used to be able to do this for you. What's going on? And we go down to her place when we were in trouble on a Tuesday night for dinner, because we used to mark up a fair bit, my brothers and I. That's it. Go down to her place, always playing up, you know. We get down there, there's this roast dinner sitting there. She'd have every knife and fork imaginable down each side of the plate, and all the spoons and so forth. She'd try to teach us a few table manners, a little bit of dining etiquette. Still remember her telling me I had to push my peas and the spuds on the back end of the fork, you know, not use the thing like a shovel. Still use it like a shovel, won't I? Her name was Maisie. On the other side of the family, I had an Aunt May. Yeah, Aunt May, she was more at home with a carton of Flag Ale, long necks, packet of Peter Jackson cigarettes. Any stray fella walking past the front door was in a hell of a lot of trouble, if you know what I mean. So I thought I'd write a song and combine both their personalities together. Turn them into a hooker that ran a brothel out in the mining fields. You can pick a mining field, I don't care. I think May might have been impressed, but Nan might have got a shock at first. It's called tobacco, mate. Chris and Maisie by her mother, an honest maid of all men. Rode her on tobacco, a slight tremble in her hand. Crow's feet and her lipstick lines, there's a scar under her chin. Each one tells a story, knows exactly where she's been. Chris and Maisie by her mother, known as Maid of all the men. Rode her on tobacco, a slight tremble in her head. Now times were high and the money flowed, there was more than she could spend. The heavens died, the jewels were gold, she had crevices through the heads. She made her own empire from the black money running through this town. All the men, they tipped their hats and their wives just sat and frowned. Chris and Maisie by her mother, known as Maid of all the men. Rode her on tobacco, a slight tremble in her head. Now rose water and cigar smoke and whiskey filled the air. A roulette wheel and a game of cards, 2 aces in her hand. She entertains a poker game in the room near the back stairs. At a dangerous side of life, no promises or prayers. Chris and Maisie by her mother, known as Maid of all the men. Rode her on tobacco, a slight tremble in her head. Used to work the diamond mines and service all the men, but till the vein ran dry and the town closed down when she's on the move again. Chris and Maisie by her mother, known as Maid of all the men. Rode her on tobacco, a slight tremble in her head. Aye. Down and the money left, there's no cream to soothe the hands. Gathered all the clothes and girls and all that money left. She head out to that farming land, across the grass and the desert sand. Head out to that promised land to do it all again. Chris and Maisie by her mother, known as Maid of all the men. Rode her on tobacco, a slight tremble in her head. Used to work the diamond mines and service all the men, but till the vein ran dry and the town closed down when she's on the move again. Chris and Maisie by her mother, known as Maid of all the men. Rode her on tobacco, a slight tremble in her head. Yeah. Thank you very much. I wrote this song about a young girl. Got to remember what key is in. I hope I got the right one. But 1922, young girl, she inherited this little log cabin that her old man made up in the mountains. Little log cabin, you know. Lived there all the days, born and raised in this cabin. Married a young timber worker, fella that worked for the same company as her old man did, you know. He drove the logging trucks, but they married and lived in this little cabin. Not long after they married, well, the truck rolled coming down the mountain. He was tragically killed. Eloise, she decided to stay in the only place she knew. "27 years. She lived there all by herself. This particular year, well, Eloise, she never saw the spring. Eloise lives in a cabin deep out in the woods, surrounded by the trees she planted through her childhood. She didn't think of schooling to learn to read nor write. She liked to hear the story of a girl they called Snow White. Eloise, Eloise, alone out in the forest, deep below the hills, where she kept that fire burning. It kept away the chills, where she didn't like the winter. Yeah, for the snow would settle in, but then the cold would come and the breeze would blow his voice along the wind. So Eloise, so Eloise, but then the snow stopped finally falling. Well, on that 18th day, and then for 3 months it had fallen, and it got deeper every day. Well, high above the windows, it covered up the roof. When the fire, it stopped burning, well, in a rope she made a loop for Eloise. So Eloise, and she ruffled up all the pillows, straightened out the bed, and she recited the Lord's Prayer, just like her mother said. And then she jumped off of that trunk with a noose around her neck. And then for 3 months she was hanging a foot above the floor. Eloise, so Eloise, and all alone and isolated, 2 days from any town, where the snow had fallen deep that year. That's why she hung around. Well, no one called to see her, no one came around. And for 3 months she hung silent, just waiting to be found. Eloise, so Eloise. It's been 27 winters, well, since her husband died, and that's 27 years she struggled to survive alone out in the forest, deep below the hills, where she kept that fire burning, kept away the chills, where she didn't like the winter, for the snow would settle in, and the cold would come, the breeze would blow his voice along the wind. So Eloise, so Eloise, alone out out in the forest, deep out in the woods. Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, we've been enjoying Rod Dowsett here for a couple of hours. We've still got about 8 minutes left before we have to switch to our normal programming. Everybody's loving it here. Rod's sweating a bit. Are you watching him on YouTube live? You can do that. And every month we have a new live artist that you could watch on YouTube. And usually we're on Facebook too, live. And of course we're live streaming across planet Earth. So you can enjoy all our great...
Line streaming to Mars yet?
We're not quite... Yeah, we can't afford the rover yet. We're sending it up there with the satellites soon.
Oh, that's good, that's good. 8 minutes, you said, Pop.
Yeah, you got a couple of songs, I think. I mean, we don't have to stop after that, except that our poor people all around the planet will not be hearing you. And even at Braidwood, our politicians near Canberra, they won't be able to hear it either.
I got CDs too for those people in Braidwood.
Whoa!
They can come up and buy one.
Get in their chopper.
Oh yeah, they could Facebook me.
Yeah, why not?
Popper.com.
It doesn't exist, mate.
A tradie song.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, there's been a request from Donna. Tradie song.
I used to be a carpenter once upon a time. Oh, yeah. Different key, sorry. But yeah, I used to be a chippy, and I find it coming in a lot useful these days, actually, now that I'm back doing physical stuff and not travelling around in the country anymore. I think it sounds like that. Righto. It's called the Tradie Song. True story. This is what I did for quite a long time. Well, got myself an apprenticeship at 15 years of age. Everybody kept telling me I just had to get a trade. So I got myself a nail bag, got a hammer and a saw. I got a Holden Kingswood panel vein, got my name written on the door. Now dig out all your footings with a mattock and a spade. Well, fill them all up with concrete and piece of bricks get laid. And I put down hardwood barriers, I'd joist, I'd lay your floor. But then stand that hardened timber frame, put socking on your walls. Then I cut your hips and rafters, a nail on your fascia board. Then I'd line your eaves, fit windows, and I'd hinge and swing your doors. Then I'd fit out your new kitchen, I'd put lino on your floor. And with some architraves and skirting on 10mm plasterboard. So I got myself an apprenticeship at 15 years of age. Everybody kept telling me I just had to get a trade. So I got myself a nail bag, I got a hammer and a saw. I got a Holden Kingswood panel van, got my name written on the door. Alright. There's stringers, risers, and your treads. I'd cut and build your steps. Put a string line on your boundary while I'd put up your back fence. And I'd sit down and have smoke, oh yeah, with Gordon, Ray, and Lex. We'd have a cup of tea and a piece of cake and a couple of cigarettes. I'd set and fire my hands or teeth, I'd sharpen my hand plane. Then I'd reglaze and fit sash cord to your timber window frame. With a tenon saw or a miter cut at 45 degrees. And with some PVA and panel pins, it fits just perfectly. So I got myself an apprenticeship at 15 years of age. Everybody kept telling me I just had to get a trade. So I got myself a nail bag, got a hammer and a saw. I got a Holden Kingswood panel van, got my name written on the door. So I got myself an apprenticeship at 15 years of age. And everybody kept telling me I just had to get a trade. Thank you very much. Well, I might say goodnight on this song then, Papa, if that's about it. It's called Last Drink, so Skull. That's what they say in the Vikings all the time, Skull. This is a... wrote this song, I don't know, a few years ago now. What about the last drink that comes on, you know?
Well, that's where we're going to have to leave Rod. He's going to continue playing live here at 2NVR for as long as he wants to. But we're going to be switching over now to the Friday Night Rock Show with Todd Wills. So if you still want to come down here to 2NVR, we don't know how much longer Rod's going to play. But he's been wonderful. Thank you very much to Rod.
It's 7:58.
If you're looking for a new car or want a quality used car from the largest range on the mid-north coast, then our sponsor Jeff King Motors of Coffs Harbour and Jeff King Eastland of Maxville are the places to go. They're your local family-owned dealer. They've been supporting the local community for over 30 years and they can service all makes and models. You can contact them at Jeff King Motors Coffs Harbour, 6659 1000 or Jeff King Eastland Maxville on 6568 1711. And they're proud supporters of 2NVR.
Warning, the program that follows contains material that may offend. Please keep your handcuffs within easy reach and be prepared to arrest the offending material at short notice.